Welcome back. My next guest is a nationally known pet expert and author of many books, including Pet Parenthood, Adopting the Right Animal Companion for You. She's here to talk about some things you should consider before choosing a pet. Please welcome Dr. Diane Pomerance. So great to have you on New Morning.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, you and your husband have 18, I repeat, 18 dogs that you have rescued and adopted, and you call them your kids.
You find that unusual? Yes, we do have 18 canine kids, and they're all each special, wonderful animals that we have rescued. They've either been abandoned, neglected, or abused, or D, all of the above.
Yeah, I've never owned a pet, so this is very interesting to me. How did you get involved in this?
We love animals. We respect animals. We respect all life, and there's a tremendous need. There are so many animals that are unnecessarily euthanized or abused or neglected, and we've fallen in love with them, and they find us. They seem to have radar, or our house does. I'm not sure which, but they know where to go
know where
for
to find
TLC.
you.
Yes, and it's been a gradual process. We started out in New York City with 2 little Yorkshire Terriers, then moved to LA where we could legally have 3 dogs, then moved to Dallas, Texas, and that was the move that changed our lives, because legally we could have as many animals as we wanted on our property.
Do you have any human children?
No.
No, not those kind.
Just the canine kids. Yes.
So let's decide, I do decide to have a pet. What's one of the first things I should be thinking about or doing?
You should be thinking, that's a wonderful decision, because there's so many out there in need that deserve loving, caring homes. No, actually...
And I have a 5-year-old who probably would like that. I know she would.
Well, actually, seriously, you need to think of it in terms of a lifetime commitment and take it very seriously. It's not to be lightly made. That's how I've ended up with 18 dogs, because people kind of frivolously or impulsively adopted or bought an animal, and then they realize...
They want to get rid of them?
Well, because they require so much care and attention. They're very intelligent. They're sentient living beings, and they become family members for so many of us, but for others they become a problem and inconvenience. So they surrender to them to the shelters, and then I see them in the shelters, and I think, oh, that's so sad. They need a loving home, and they end up at my house.
Oh, gosh. So I know one of the things you say is that lifestyles, you have to really look at your lifestyle. That's very, very important.
Extremely important. That's number one. Do you travel a lot? Are you home enough to give the animal action and interaction, exercise?
Are there certain dogs, but speaking of traveling, and I mean, are there certain dogs that can stay home or stay alone for a while, or at least during the day? I mean, like for the whole day while you're at work?
Well,
that do better?
They're like latchkey kids. I mean, you really want to give them quality of life, whatever breed you're thinking. And some do better, but it's a personality trait.
Okay.
And perhaps an older dog, say 2 or 3 or 4, rather than a puppy, might do better being home alone.
Okay.
But, you know, there's daycare. There are a lot of options these days where perhaps neighbors will come and look in on the animal, etc., and take care while you're away. But you don't want to be gone 16 hours, 17 hours a day and expect the animal to live any kind of happy life.
Okay, so that's really important.
And that's when they become destructive. They get bored. You would.
Yeah, of
you
course.
were stuck in that place.
Of course.
So.
Some other things we should consider.
Finances. People don't really think in terms of vet expenses, which is my #1 cost. My animals.
Must be.
It's not the food. People always go, 18 dogs, it's that food.
Yeah. It's not the food.
Not about the food. It's the veterinary costs, and they really add up, because keep in mind that these are like children. They can fracture a bone, they can get a heart condition, they can develop all kinds of diseases, cancer, diabetes, many similar to the ones that we face as humans.
How do you counsel people who have had to deal with the loss of a pet?
You know, a lot of people underestimate the loss of a pet, especially people that haven't had one.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind that we're such a technologically oriented society. We don't even interface that frequently with humans. A lot of us are in cubicles or on the net and just away from people. So these animals assume an even greater significance to us. We interact with them. We spend our daily lives with them, our daily routines with them. They're with us when we're on the phone, when we're on the net, when we're watching television, etc. So they become family members. For so many of us, they adapt to our lifestyle and we try and make ours as accommodating as we can.
So
But
when you lose a pet, it's
when
a huge
you
loss.
lose a pet, it's losing a family member
Yeah.
who's been with you 24/7.
Yeah.
Think about the meals that you shared, not necessarily with the animal, giving
Right,
the animal
right.
your food, but at the times
Right.
and the exercise and the fun
Yeah.
times and the
A lot of
spontaneous
time
times
together.
where you're playing with the animal and getting down on the floor on all fours or going out and throwing the ball or stick or whichever. And so these animals really become very, very vital and integral to your lifestyle. And when they're gone, it's a huge loss, and it leaves a huge void in the heart and life.
What we've kind of gotten from you today is, you know, when you decide that you want a pet, this is a serious decision. Don't take it lightly. You say, some people just say, cute dog, I want it, you know, take it home, and then, you know,
Don't impulse buy or adopt.
Right.
It's a lifetime commitment.
Right.
This animal will give you everything he or she has: loyalty, unconditional love, forgiveness, non-judgmentalism. So appreciate those qualities and repay them with a lifetime of commitment.
Thank you so much, Dr. Diane Pomerance, for coming in.
My pleasure.
Yeah.